Dear class of 2024, let me begin by wishing you all once again a very warm welcome. This is an unusual start to the academic year. I should be meeting and greeting all of you personally, but we are living in strange times. The pandemic has caused fundamental disruptions to the way we live and work. All over the world, people have had to make major adjustments to deal with the uncertainties and unpredictability caused by the crisis. It is perhaps not an exaggeration to say that we are moving in and toward uncharted territory. In such times, many of you may feel anxious, powerless, and lacking in control. Embarking on your college journey, a period of transition and change in the best of times, is now made all the more challenging because of what is happening now. And for the international students, moving to Singapore may be an exciting but at the same time disorienting experience. When all that is external is changing and volatile, we must look within ourselves and find stability in something that is intrinsic. Here I'm referring to our values and principles. Values represent our convictions about what is important. They shape our attitudes and guide our behavior. As a college, we must embrace a set of core values that should guide how we behave and function as a community. Months of deliberation and reflection with all members of the community, including our students, took place to decide what core tenets lie at the heart of our institution. These have been distilled into core values which I will now share with you. I hope these values will be the hallmark of your Yale-NUS experience from the start. First is transformation. A Yale-NUS education is not just an intellectual journey. Our unique living and learning experience aims to shape you into a person that is well-rounded and holistic, while continuing to push the boundaries of knowledge and scholarship to make a positive impact on the world. In your time here, you will develop the capacity to live and study in a diverse environment. Learn how to have difficult conversations with people who may hold very different beliefs, to balance work and play, all of which we hope will mean that you will leave college a better and different person than when you entered. But transformation cannot happen without exploration. We are firmly committed to open inquiry and academic freedom. You are actively encouraged to take courses and join activities outside of your comfort zone and discuss issues of the day, debate them rigorously, but with much respect and empathy. The common curriculum is perfect for this. I encourage you to keep an open mind as you study subjects which you may not have had interest in or knowledge about previously, for only by venturing into the unfamiliar do we open ourselves to the possibility of change. Attend as many Rector's teas as you can and take part in the numerous talks and discussions happening at the college throughout the semester. At Yale-NUS, we have students from over 70 countries and a plethora of cultural, social, and educational backgrounds. Respect is thus a cornerstone, for without which such a diverse community as ours could not hold together. Why not challenge yourself to have a conversation with someone whose life experience is different from yours or who might hold very different views? While respect is foundational, we strive to go beyond mere tolerance to understand, appreciate, and celebrate our differences with the value of inclusivity. We are all part of this community, and Yale-NUS should be a safe space for everyone. It can only work if we all try to make this happen. As you settle into your new suite, ask yourself, how can you make Yale-NUS home not just for yourself, but for all around you? Finally, care for one another, and yourself is a key. A proactive concern for each other as individuals and for the community as a whole, especially important in a time like this. Do also make sure you take time out for yourself when the going gets too busy or hectic. Think not just about what you can get out of your experience at Yale-NUS, but what you can do to enrich it for others. You will face difficulties. Some of you, and not just international students, may feel homesick. For the first time, you may fall ill and not have your loved ones here to take care of you. You will face unfamiliar, sometimes scary experiences. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. Support one another through all this. That is what being a community means. As you get swept up in all that is new, classes, extracurricular activities, exploring a new country and culture, remember also to take time out for yourself amidst the whirlwind of activities. Spend some time to ground and center yourself and figure your own internal value compass, which will guide you in the weeks, months, and years ahead. All of these values, transformation, exploration, respect, inclusivity, and care, shape the college's decision and policies. The value framework helps provide us with our grounding and identity as a community. I hope that you will take all these values to heart. Putting them into practice will shape you into the citizens of the world that we hope you will become, making positive changes, big and small, both within and beyond Yale-NUS College. Class of 2024, welcome again, and my best wishes for the exciting journey you're about to embark on. I look forward to seeing all of you in campus soon.
Dear class of 2024, I take it that you are all here by a mix of choice and circumstance rather than accident or error, and that you are, on the strength of that fact, excited by, or at the very least open to, the idea of a liberal education. The purpose of a liberal education, generally speaking, lies in the advancement of its participants' knowledge and understanding of the human condition and the world within which they live, and will inevitably look to alter, in all its vagueness and variety. It should, as Maxine Green once said of art, enable us to see more in our experience, to hear more on normally unheard frequencies, to become conscious of what daily routines have obscured, what habit and convention have suppressed. It is for this reason multidisciplinary in its essence, and in the coming days you will encounter, or perhaps be made to encounter, with varying degrees of enthusiasm, the strange and beautiful ideas animating the arts and the humanities, the sciences and the social sciences, ideas which, collectively, reveal the finest intellectual achievements of the human spirit, past and present. But beyond working to stretch your mind across this vast constellation of ideas, a liberal education is further committed to the development of thinkers, minds intensely independent, critical, creative, charitable, generous. It does so, in part, by committing itself to an interdisciplinary approach, which calls upon its practitioners to stand between disciplines, to move across them, to bring together the methods, rules, techniques, and knowledge of one discipline with those of another, so that they may look upon a curious scene from diverse perspectives, raise questions that have never been raised, or give answers that have never been given. This does not, it should be said, entail the death of the discipline. For an interdisciplinary approach is only as strong as the disciplines which compose it, and there are merits to specialization, which is itself of great importance to the advancement of knowledge. The point, rather, is that crossing the narrow streets of each discipline could expand the range of thinkable ideas in as yet unthinkable ways. So, dwell in possibility, as Emily Dickinson once said. Be passionately curious about everything, whatever your calling. Learn about Einstein's accounts of general and special relativity, about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, or of the possibility that at the bottom of all matter lies filaments or strings vibrating in different patterns. Take pity on Schrödinger's cat, which must endure the terrible condition of being both alive and dead just before measurement settles its fate. Learn about the structure of Shakespeare's sonnets, mostly of 3 quatrains and a couplet, and their rhythm, the iambic pentameter. Be struck by Jane Austen's magistral use of free and direct speech and irony to bring power and convention under scrutiny and critique. Learn about Darwin and evolution, and from it, how there may yet be artistry without an artist. And learn of the grand importance of equality, that the words, deeds, ambitions, and dreams of all should receive an equal hearing, be deemed as having equal significance, regardless of the color of one's skin or the direction of one's sexuality. Put, where appropriate, the ideas you will gain from the different disciplines together so that we may grow in our understanding of the complex world within which we live and conjure up new solutions to old problems. Now, you might say that all of this sounds rather too difficult. It will be difficult, but nothing worth doing is ever easily gained. You may say that taking classes outside your expertise is risky. It will come at great cost to your grades, to your hallowed GPA. I will not pretend that grades do not matter at all. Far too often, and regrettably, the world will ask that you announce your accomplishments before it will assign you your worth. But your grades will recede in significance with the passage of time, and what you will be left with are your experiences, or the memories of your experiences, and they might, perhaps, be of greater value when you look back upon the events of your life. And finally, you might say that there is no practical utility in knowing about philosophy or literature or some of the other arts or even the more theoretical sciences. But we do not always know what is useful until it becomes useful or is made to be useful, and that is entirely in your hands. In any case, the complexion of your life, the meaning of existence, is not to be curled up in a single dimension of utility narrowly defined. To borrow the words of Whitman, you are large, you contain multitudes. Let your time here be one of discovery and creation. Thank you.
Hello first years. Some of you already have seen me and added me on Facebook, but I'm Hazeem, currently a junior majoring in PPE. I'd like to first congratulate all of you for joining Yale-NUS and matriculating here. It is a step in the unknown, whether you come halfway around the world or even the island, amidst the uncertain COVID-19 situation, to embark on a new journey in your life. Many of you will be exploring an unfamiliar environment in an already unfamiliar situation, with many questions on what exactly can we expect. Question on what's the common curriculum like? How is the student life going to be? What kind of activities will I be joining? The most amazing thing about Yale-NUS is the vast number of opportunities that you can dabble in. From pursuing your research interests, joining a new performance art or sport, and exploring the experiential learning opportunities at SIPE, you will never run out of things to do. Events, as well, are commonplace here at Yale-NUS, and you'll start to notice the constant refresh of posters in the lifts. But more than activities, you'll be meeting, and most likely already have met, people from all over the world. Different cultures intermingling with the same burning passion for growth and change. But with the vast number of opportunities, it can get overwhelming. Doubt can and will settle in. Being surrounded with so many amazing people, it is easy to ask, one, do I feel good? Will I ever be good? Will I ever be good enough? Coming out of high school, military service, or even your gap year, academics will need settling in. Concerns over the writing rigor or familiarity with the English language is only natural. The fear of missing out will always be there. Should I join as many student organizations as possible? How about adding on an internship with all my other commitments as well? How do I continue to keep pushing myself? How can I make sure my time here at Yale-NUS is worth it? In a sea of events and people, it will be easy to feel lost, confused, and sometimes even lonely. But even with your chapter remaining uncertain, there's one constant at Yale-NUS, and that is community. I remember very clearly in March, staring at the sudden announcement on my computer that students had to move out because of COVID-19. Before I became the president of the student government, I had to oversee summer storage, an initiative for students to store items over summer. And at that moment, I was just thinking of the enormity of the task of facilitating the process of moving hundreds of items and accommodating hundreds of students. My mind completely froze. But because I knew I had about 12 hours to have a concrete plan, I had to start typing. And when I started sending out the announcements, messages poured in from everywhere, encouraging me to press on, and if I ever needed help, people were there to lend a helping hand. In the lifts, the people I bumped to, they had a spontaneous all the best or jiayo. My suite mates stuck with me through thick and thin, volunteering to help move the bulky items from the storage area to the holding location, despite not being affiliated with StuGov at all. I had a fully supportive team as well, who ensured that we met all the objectives. And moments like these are bound to happen. It could be your final assignment deadline, late night dance rehearsals, or competition trainings, when you feel like you've hit rock bottom. But around you, you have your suite mates and teammates. Friends who will take care of you, buy bubble tea from across U-Town, or make Indomie late at night amidst the midnight conversations. One thing is for sure, you'll definitely have an all-in-one supper, and I strongly recommend cheese fries with butter chicken. There will be chill sessions at the battery where you're all cuddled up, or singing your hearts out at So Far So Good. More than suite mates, you have the care and support of your OGLs and RCAs, who will constantly be on the lookout for you. Till today, my OGL joins my suite for game nights, and my RCA pops by when he's back on break. And there's so many others as well, from seniors, faculty, staff, and even alumni. During the move out, the alumni gathered to create an emergency fund to help those in need. Similarly, if you want to start something, it's as simple as grabbing a friend and just starting it. As you embark on this journey, know this for sure, you'll never walk alone. You will find your voice, your story, and your narrative right here at Yale-NUS. Thank you.
Hello Sagans, welcome to Yale-NUS and Saga College, your home for the next 4 years. Fun fact about our college, it is named after the Adenanthera pavonina, which is a beautiful tree that has bright red and shiny seeds which are heart-shaped, known as saga seeds in Malay. You can look out for them as there are a few trees near our campus and up on Kent Ridge. The seeds are usually found on the ground after their pods split open and fall from the branches. My name is Khoo and I'm a life sciences faculty. I'm the rector and live on level 21 in Tower A. My spouse, Paul Eisenberg, is a retired businessman from California. You can address me as Rector Khoo, which is my rector in Malay. And yes, I'm originally from Malaysia and read and speak Malay. You will have met your residential college associates, the RCAs, who will be your mentors. The Saga and community comprises the students, faculty who are associated with the college, and residential fellows who live in the college with their families, and the administrative and facility staff who work in and for the college. As you spend time in Saga, do try to get to know these different members of our community. Many of the faculty will also join you for lunches at the dining hall. Do say hello whenever you can and introduce yourself. The Saga College office is managed by Huitze and Saida. Without them, there would be no Saga office, so you should get to know them as soon as you can. You have met AD Paul, who will be your academic advisor. He lives in Tower B with his spouse. Tinesh and Raisa are residential life officers, and they will be working with you as you adjust to life in our college. We have 3 residential fellows. Professor Shafiq Adam is a theoretical physicist, and he lives here with his spouse and 3 children. The second is Professor Cheong Hoi Shan. She teaches psychology and lives here with her spouse and daughter. The third is Mr. Lawrence, or Larry, Yipil, who teaches writing and is a poet and essayist. The residential fellows organize activities for students as varied as visiting with their cats, bakery classes, movies, faculty discussions on current topics of interest, and writing-focused visits to museums. The students who organize fun activities for Sagans are members of the Saga College Council, or SCC. They run programs such as Big Sib, Little Sib, movie nights, Owl Post, and the major semester dinners based on different themes. So look out for their events. You too can volunteer to be part of SCC. At Saga, we also try to reach beyond the college community by having opportunities for you to get engaged in volunteer activities that impact underserved groups. Additionally, Ms. Munira Haider, the spouse of Professor Shafiq Adam, guides students in planning, cooking, and hosting multicultural dinners for special guests who are professionals from the community. These provide amazing opportunities to show off your national cuisines, your culinary skills, and of course, networking. The transition you are making as you join Yale-NUS College is into a world quite unlike any other. The phrase community of learning not only sounds good, it also has substance. We are a community, and not merely folks living adjacent to one another, because we are united by a common purpose to engage collaboratively in active inquiry into truth and beauty, into the world and how we live in it, how we could live, how we should live. As you adjust to living away from your family, I hope you will find it valuable to reflect on your own identity and family, just as the young narrator is doing in your assigned reading from the novel Sugar Bread. I trust you will find Saga and Yale-NUS to be a community that you can thrive in. Let me end with a bit of personal sharing. In the early 1970s, I attended a fully residential, small liberal arts college in the United States as a full financial aid student, as an international student living far away from home, and the first in my family to go to university. I grew more mature, I got a great education, and I met wonderful women who have become close friends for life. I am confident that you will also have this happen for you. So, selamat datang ke Saga College, your home at Yale-NUS. I wish you a wonderful year ahead with many opportunities for reflection and developing passion in your academic, intellectual, and social life.